senior editor Lou Simoji. We just finished up with Notre Dame's third open practice of the year. We also got a chance to talk to Brian Kelly for the first time after the academic investigation news broke. Kelly, as expected, didn't have too much to say because of the investigation. Also said he didn't know a whole lot. He found out just last Thursday the investigation was going on for more than 2 weeks before he was pulled into Swarbrick's office. And he said he was shocked and disappointed. Lou, any takeaways from what Kelly had to say this afternoon?
No, I mean, it was going to be pretty much what we thought. I mean, he prefaced it with just mentioning that, look, I can't say anything more than what was said yesterday. You know, doesn't want to put himself in any jeopardy or certainly throw any players under there. So very cautious and guarded in his statements, but also defensive about the process that one of the reasons he came to Notre Dame was because of the integrity and the core values that they have. And this is part of what had happened. You wouldn't have wanted to coach here otherwise.
He said he obviously hasn't been investigated at all, doesn't expect to be in the future either. He did say he thought the team had a good practice despite the fact that those 4 guys were missing. Were able to refocus and kind of use that as almost a little bit of motivation, it seemed like, this morning. We got a chance to watch. What did you think? What were some of your thoughts you took away from today's practice?
You know, again, I mainly watched the offense there, but because it was on one field in the stadium there, first time we've been able to see practice in the stadium, we were able to see a little bit more there. Notice James Onwally working with the 1 unit there at the Sam linebacker position. I thought that was somebody who was really ready to rise. Brian Kelly started talking about him last week, so I anticipate he's going to be in that mix there. Cody Riggs and Cole Luke worked mainly there. I thought Devin Butler was pretty active as well with the overall defense. Offensively, missed a couple of guys there with, especially at the tight end position. Tyler Loatua was out, Durham Smythe was out as well. So, but Mike Hireman was back there and working quite extensively with Nick Weischer behind Ben Koyak. And it looks like Matt Hegarty is going to be kind of that 5th guy who's been working at the left guard position. He's back from his concussion. He started the fall camp at the #1 left guard position, and I think they're settling in on that first 5 group there. Sharpest also I've seen Everett with like out patterns over the middle. I thought there was just a lot of zing and zip on his ball today.
For me, you mentioned Onwally defensively. I thought he stood out, had a really good day. He made one nice play along the goal line, breaking up a pass to Greg Bryant that I thought was one of the better defensive plays I saw of the day. Isaac Rochelle steps into Ishaq Williams' vacant spot on the defensive line. So that puts Rochelle, who's a true sophomore, and Andrew Trumbetti, a true freshman, as your 2 starting defensive ends right now, which is a kind of precarious situation on the defensive line for them. Grant Blankenship, another true freshman, kind of rolled into that rotation behind Rochelle now that Williams is gone. He's a guy that I thought was probably going to get a red shirt if this had not happened. So that's somebody that might be affected by this case. So the first we've seen of some of the fallout, I guess, is of the guys leaving here. But beyond that, you know, I think it was pretty par for the course from what we've seen for the past few weeks out of the defense. Max Redfield still kind of figuring things out with some of his coverages and trying to get exactly where he needs to be. But
there was a play I think he missed on CJ Prosise that went for a 70-yard TD. That was just on, you know, kind of 7-on-7 drills like that. But those are sometimes some of the breakdowns you're going to have.
But we'll get one more look at Notre Dame here coming up on Tuesday at the media day. We'll have all kinds of coverage there, uniforms, talking to Brian Kelly, players, assistant coaches. So check us out on Tuesday. Until then, stay tuned to bloombowl.com for all of your Notre Dame football news.